Alright, I'm gonna give this thing one last check, making sure, yep. We are streaming. Let's build a Commander Legends thing. It's my first time opening any of this, so I might as well pop in, take a look at some of the stuff I'm doing, and yeah, just have a good time. So I have 6 packs here, and then since I went to my LGS to get it, I have a prize pack and a Baron Sen gear. We can take a closer look at those afterwards. But step 1 is to get your sleeves out of the box so that people don't make fun of you when you open something expensive. Alright. So I have all these sleeves now to use. Alright, let's start with pack number 1. Set that aside. Alright, that's probably the token I would expect. And I should sort this in my usual way, where I go white, blue, let's see, black, red, green. That should do it. Yep, there's black. Ooh, Viscera Seer, that is a damn good common. It used to be like a couple bucks. Alright, now why is half my pack upside down? That makes no sense. Alright. So far I've Doom Traveler, Sailor Means, Viscera Seer, Renegade Tactics, and Crushing Vines. And now we have an Entourage or Trest, which is a Monarch card. It's pretty dang useful and limited. Forceful Denial. Counter target spell with Cascade. Anointer of Valor. 6 mana 3/5. Whenever a creature attacks, I may pay 3. When I do, I put a +1/+1 counter on it. That's another good common for limited. Rupture Spire for my first non-basic land. That's going to be very useful here. Phyrexian Rager. 3 mana 2/2. Enters the battlefield, lose a life, draw a card. Great value. Ooh, Makeshift Munitions. 2 mana, pay 1, sack an artifact or creature to deal 1 damage. That's a budget goblin bombardment. Why am I getting texted? I don't like that. Sky Diamond for first artifact. 2 mana, enters tapped, taps for a blue. Scrounging Bandar. 2 mana 0/0, enters with 2 +1/+1 counters, and I may move the +1/+1 counters on it onto another creature on my upkeep. Very useful if I get the right legendaries. Is that because did I get disconnected from my... I got disconnected from Spell Table. Wonderful. Alright, let's, shoot, I did not have the correct thing. That's a bit lame. This is why you gotta look at your computer more often. Alright, there's my board again. If I just hook this all the way back up. Alright, that should fix everything. And we are still not at uncommons yet, and we just reached it. Sandstone Oracle, 7 mana 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, I choose an opponent, and then if they have more cards in hand than I do, I draw cards equal to the difference. Shimmer Mirror, 3 mana 2/2. My artifact spells have flash. Kangi's Lieutenant. 3 mana 1/1. When it attacks, my attacking creatures with flying get +1/+1 until end of turn with the new ability Encore. That's useful. For my rare, I have a Niv's Disc. 4 mana, enters tapped. Pay 1 and tap it to destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. That's great. Ooh, a double rare with Gen for one of my 2 legendaries. Pay 3, tap, and sack an enchantment to return an enchantment card from my graveyard to the battlefield. Great. And Alina, Kessig Trapper, which is 5 mana 4/3 with first strike and tap to add red equal to the... Let's get this side view in better. Tap to add an amount of red equal to the greatest power among creatures I control that entered the battlefield this turn. And partner. And my foil is Opal Palace with a token soldier. Great stuff. Set that aside, grab a new booster, do the same thing. Oh man, that spike on the back. Alright, so flip that over. Foundry Inspector. 3 mana, 3/2. My artifacts cost 1 less to cast. Aqueous Form. 1 mana enchant creature. It can't be blocked, and when it attacks, scry 1. Way better than Invisibility, because it's only 1 mana. Skyraker Giant. 4 mana, 4/3 with Reach. Vanilla cards can be good in limited, especially Reach, since that'll let you stop any flyers that are coming at you. Ooh, Soul's Might. Essentially double a creature's power by putting X +1/+1 counters on it. Defiant Salvager. 3 mana, 2/2. Sack an artifact or creature at sorcery speed to put a +1/+1 counter on it. That's useful. And we make it back to the upside down cards with another Phyrexian Rager. Another Rupture Spire. A Spark Tongue Dragon. 4 mana, 3/3 flying. When it enters the battlefield, I may pay 2 and a red to have it deal 3 damage to any target. Ooh, Fall from Favor. That's a very hyped card when it, at least on the Tolarian Community College channel, since it's a good popper card, since it's a common in blue that makes you the Monarch. Ooh, Sky Whaler's Shot. I played a lot of that in the Kaladesh limited event on Arena. 3 mana, destroy target creature with power 3 or greater, scry 1. We have Molder Beast. 5 mana, 5/3 trample. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. I have a feeling they had a large artifact theme in this set to try and make it easier to deck build with. Charcoal Diamond for the last common. 2 mana, enters tapped, taps for black. Ooh, Guildless Commons. That's a brand new card. It's essentially a 2-color bounce land, except it's no colors. Which I'm interested to see how that does, because I'm more used to seeing Temple of the False God or Ancient Tomb for the taps for 2 colorless. Let's see, Horizon Scholar. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2, 6 mana, 4/4. 3 Visits. That used to be $100 because it was only ever printed once in Portal. And that's 2 mana, sorcery, tutor for a forest, put it onto the battlefield, and then shuffle your library. Ooh, my rare is a Blasphemous Act. That is a commander staple board wipe in red. 9 mana, costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield, and 13 damage to each creature. Then for our 2 legendaries. Ooh, baby. Make that 3, 4 legendaries in a row. We have a Hamza, 6 mana, 5/5. Costs 1 less to cast for each creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. And then my creature spells cost 1 less to cast for every creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. We have Glacian, Power Stone Engineer. I can tap X untapped artifacts I control, and look at the top X, put 1 into my hand and the rest into my graveyard with partner. Let's get some light up in here, because I want a good look at this next one. For my foil, I got my first foil etched card in Myara, Thorn of the Glade. Let's let the light hit that one pretty dang well. That's pretty. 2 mana 1/2. Whenever it or another elf enters the battlefield under my control, not enters the battlefield, dies, I may pay 1 and 1 life to draw a card, and it has partner. I'm gonna sleeve that up. That seems like it could be worth something. Alright, then we have a Prismatic Piper. I'm glad I opened one, even if I technically didn't need to open one to be able to use it. Why am I sleeving it? That thing is more common than common. Alright, pack number 3. Currently with 7 artifacts, 4 white, 5 blue, 4 black, 5 red, and 1, 2, 3, 6 green for my non-legendary cards. Alright, we have a Core Cartographer, 4 mana 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, I may search my library for a plains and put it onto the battlefield tapped. Kitesail Corsair, 2 mana 2/1. That's flying as long as it's attacking. Valakut Invoker, 3 mana 2/3, pay 8, and it will deal 3 damage to any target. Pretty good and limited if the games last long enough, because that can end the game. Fertilid, classic, 3 mana 0/0, enters with 2 +1/+1 counters. Pay 2 and remove a counter to tutor for a land and put it onto the battlefield tapped. We have another Doomed Traveler. A Dund Operative, 2 mana 2/2, as long as I control an artifact, it gets +1/+0 and Death Touch. Annoyed Altasaur, another Cascade card. 7 mana 6/5 with Reach, Trample, and Cascade. Court Street Denizen. Whenever another white creature enters the battlefield under my control, I can tap target creature an opponent controls. Taking a look at this, I should probably compress it a bit more, since I don't seem to be getting enough where it's causing any significant problems. So that can just make it a little bit easier to see those cards. Then the lands can go over here. Alright, Lumen Grid Gargoyle, 6 mana 4/4 artifact creature with flying. Not awful in limited, but pretty bad in any other place. Alright. Straighten that all out, make it about even. Omen Speaker, 2 mana 1/3, when it enters the battlefield, scry 2. Boarding Party, I think that's one of our first pirates, other than Sailor Means, of course. 6 mana 6/3 with haste and Cascade. Cascade can be pretty deadly in this format. Eyeblight Colors, 5 mana 3/3, when it dies, create 3 1/1 green elf creature tokens, then mill 3 cards. That's strong. Perilous Mirror, when it dies, it deals 2 damage to any target for a 2 mana 1/1. Not too shabby. Alright, our first uncommons from the pack, and technically the first pack that didn't have cards upside down. How wonderful. 3 mana 1/3, whenever a token I control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and I gain 1 life. Skilled Animator, 3 mana 1/3, when it enters the battlefield, an artifact I control has base power and toughness 5/5, as long as it remains on the battlefield. That can be very useful. Having a 2 mana 5/5 with Shock when it dies is a pretty good effect. One of my favorite colorless card draw sources, Loreseeker's Stone. Pay 3 and tap to draw 3 cards, but it costs 1 more to activate for each card in your hand. So if you have no cards, it's 3 mana to draw 3 cards. If you have 7, that's 10 mana to draw 3 cards. So its value is based on how big your hand is. First Mythic, Port Razor. 5 mana 4/4, when it deals combat damage to a player, I untap each creature I control, take an additional combat phase, and it can't attack a player it has already attacked this turn. That can be great. Alright, we've got another rare in this booster, with Gore Moldarak, the Amphanologist. Oh wait, that's not a legendary. no matter how much I wish it was. 3 mana 3/2. I and permanents I control have protection from salamanders. At the beginning of my end step, each player who controls the fewest creatures creates a 4/3 blue salamander. Oh man, is that another mythic I smell? Akroma, Vision of Ixidor. Flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, partner. At the beginning of combat until end of turn, each other creature I control gets +1/+1 if it has flying, +1/+1 for first strike, and continuing for double strike, death touch, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, protection, reach, trample, vigilance, and partner. And then a foil volcanic dragon, which is 6 mana 4/4 flying haste. Oh, and there's that salamander that we heard so much about. Right, I'm gonna take a look at the chat, so it's probably gonna block my stuff for a little bit, and then we will move it out of the way. Shoot. Everything I wanted and less. Alright, now that should be fixed up, let's check our chat. Alright, I'm gonna take a look at the chat, so it's probably gonna block my stuff for a little bit, and then we will. Alright, then I want to move it out of the way. Mute myself so that I don't hear myself talking. Just seeing my buddy giving me some moral support as I open very good cards. And then we go on to pack 4 with some pretty dang good opens. Getting an etched card, 2 mythics. That's some good luck. Spark Harvest, 1 mana as an additional cost, sacrifice a creature, pay 3 and a black, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Benevolent Blessing, 2 mana, flash, enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, choose a color. And the enchanted creature has protection from the chosen color, and that effect does not remove auras that I control. Aqueous Form, yet again. That's a great duplicate to get. Crushing Vines again. Another Pirate. Goblin Trailblazer, 2 mana, 2/1, Menace. Malefeld Twins, 6 mana, 4/4. When it dies, create 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. That's not bad. Oh, we're back to the upside down house. So let's flip that around. Bitter Revelation, one of the oldest card advantage cards that I used for a while. 4 mana, look at the top 4 cards of your library, put 2 into your hand, put the others in your graveyard, you lose 2 life. Lots of 2s with this one. Fire Diamond, the red version of Sky and Charcoal Diamond. Great cards to get a play set of, even though they're mediocre mana rocks. Kitesail Skirmisher, 4 mana 3/1 flying. When it attacks another target creature attacking the same player or planeswalker gains flying, with Encore for 5. Kinsbale Courier, 3 mana 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature with Encore for 3. Now, if you're playing a good 4-player game of Magic with this one, this can be deadly, because you can put 3 +1/+1 counters on a creature for 3 and swing at all those players for 2. Stone Fury, 5 mana instant, deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. Great and very powerful effect. And then Pirate's Cutlass, 3 mana, when it enters the battlefield, attach it to a pirate I control. Equip 2, equipped creature gets +2/+1. If I go for pirates, that can be pretty dang good. Another Entourage of Trust, if I ever want to become the king. And we're back to normal again, no longer flipped around. We have Angelic Armaments, 3 mana, equipped creature gets +2/+2 in flying, and it's a white angel in addition to its other colors and types. Equip 4. Using this kind of evasion in limited can really change the game around. Burning Anger, 5 mana, enchant creature. Enchanted creature has tap. It deals damage equal to its power to any target. Orzhov Advocist, that is another great commander card. And with Akroma, I think I'm definitely going to use it. And that's at the beginning of your upkeep. Each player may put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature they control. And if they do, creatures that player controls can't attack me or a planeswalker I control until my next turn. Our rare for the pack is Necrotic Hex. Each player sacrifices 6 creatures and then I make 6 2/2 zombies. Oh, we have Armix. That's a great one. 3 mana 3/2. When it attacks, I may discard a card to give target creature -X/-X, where X is the number of artifacts I control and are in my graveyard with partner. Ardenn, Intrepid Archaeologist. 3 mana 2/2. At the beginning of combat on my turn, I may move any number of auras and equipment to target permanent or player. This is going to be a great one if I ever upgrade my Voltron deck, which hopefully will happen. Kemba deserves some love. And then we got a foil rare and a monarch token. Our rare is Bio-Waste Blob. Oozes I control get +1/+1, and it's at the beginning of my upkeep. If I control a commander, I create a token that's a copy of it. So that could be pretty interesting if I open a green partner or just want to use the Prismatic Piper for green, which it's looking pretty tempting, only behind red. Pack number 5. With my spit just drying up. Alright, we have Armory of Erois. 2 mana, whenever equipped creature attacks, I put a +1/+1 counter on it, with equip 2. Very useful. Squad Captain, 5 mana 2/2. Vigilance, when it enters the battlefield. It enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter for each other creature I control, which can be useful if I go for tokens, like play that after Necrotic Hex, and that's a 5 mana 8/8 with Vigilance. Not 8/8, 7/7 with Vigilance. Ooh, that's mana right there. Deranged Assistant. 2 mana 1/1, tap to mill a card and add a colorless. Undying Rage. 3 mana. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and can't block, and when it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return Undying Rage from my graveyard to my hand. Set that aside. Gift of Paradise. 3 mana enchant land. When Gift of Paradise enters the battlefield, I gain 3 life, and the enchanted land has tap, add 2 mana of any one color. Man, right about now I would love to open one of those 2-color legendaries from the original set, because it's so hard to pass up on a chroma, but my red and green are looking so good. Sisay's Ring. 4 mana, taps for 2 colorless. Great stuff. Wildheart Invoker. 4 mana 4/3, pay 8, target creature gets +5/+5 and trample until end of turn. Pretty dang useful. Ooh, an expensive land being reprinted at common. Great to see. Enters the battlefield tapped. Taps for 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. And when I cast a creature spell that shares a creature type with one of my commanders, I scry 1. Seraph of the Dawn. 4 mana 2/4 with flying and lifelink. Speaking of creatures that share a creature type with one of my commanders. Champion of the Flame. 2 mana 1/1. It gets +2/+2 for each aura and equipment attached to it. That's a great effect if I decide to go for Voltron, which I can in white-red. Angel of the Dawn, 5 mana 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, creatures I control get +1/+1 in Vigilance until end of turn. Very great effect in Limited. Lets you trample over your enemies with a lot of stuff. Prying Eyes, a reprint from Allegiance. 6 mana, draw 4 cards, discard 2 cards. Now we have the white version of the diamonds. We have Sifter Worm, 7 mana 7/7, trample. When it enters the battlefield, scry 3, and then gain life equal to the converted mana cost of your top card. That's our first uncommon, so we got 2 more. Daring Saboteur, 1 and a blue for a 2/1, pay 2 and a blue, it can't be blocked this turn, and when it deals combat damage to a player, I may draw a card and discard a card. Almost looks like Little Boy Chase over there. Ooh, Feast of Succession. 6 mana, all creatures get -4/-4 until end of turn, and I become the one true king. If this Daring Saboteur wants to hang out. Alright. Our rare for the pack, Blade Griff Prototype. 5 mana 3/2, when it deals combat damage to a player, destroy target non-land permanent of that player's choice that one of your opponents controls. Oh, that can be a pretty dang interesting effect. Someone lets you hit them and then you can destroy anything of their choice, as long as you can talk well to them. Alright, second rare in Amareth the Lustrous. 6 mana 6/6. Flying. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under my control, I may look at the top card of my library, and if it shares a card type with that permanent, I reveal it and put it into my hand. And then Arumi of the Dead Tide. I'm shocked that they made this one an uncommon, because the ability to give creatures Encore is pretty dang good. Because, let's see, what's the name of the effect? Unearth. It's a very, very powerful Unearth in Limited. Or, I guess, Commander, where it's multiplayer, not Limited. Corpse Churn. 2 mana, mill 3 cards, then return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand for the foil. And a Spirit Token, doing spirit things. And our final pack that we can use for this deck. Open it, set it aside. Briarblade Adept. 5 mana 3/4. When it attacks, target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn with Encore for 3 and a black. Raise the Alarm. 2 mana, instant, make 2 1/1 white soldiers. Good stuff. Ooh, Preordain. That's like a dollar card, or at least it used to be. Scry 2, then draw a card for 1 blue. Impulsive Pilfer. 1 mana 1/1. When it dies, create a treasure token with Encore for 3 and a red. Another very useful effect. Finclade Fugitives. Finclade Fugitives can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, and Encore for 5. Wow, that's one of the few creatures I've seen with a Encore cheaper than its normal cost. I guess it's unchumpable 7 damage at each of your opponents, which isn't bad. Blade Brand. 1 and a black, instant, target creature gains death touch until end of turn, draw a card. Oh, we're back to the Upside Down house. Crow of Dark Tidings. When it enters the battlefield or dies, mill 2 cards. Pretty useful if I wanted to go with Gen, because then I could get cards in my graveyard. Moss Diamond. I don't know if we've already gotten that one, but it's the green. You know what? I think we have the whole cycle. Moss, Marble, Fire, Charcoal, Sky. Yep, we have the whole cycle. Wonderful. Let's see. Brazen Freebooter. 4 mana 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure. Findhorn Elves. 1 mana 1/1. Taps for a green. Very good stuff. Another Forceful Denial. Man, that would be a great card to use. Ancestral Blade. 2 mana. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white soldier attached to it. An equipped creature gets +1/+1 and equip for 1. Jalem Tome. Nice old card. 3 mana. Pay 2 tap to draw a card and discard a card. Now we are in the uncommons. With a Sunset Pyramid. 2 mana. Enters the battlefield with 3 brick counters. You can pay 2 and tap to draw a card, or pay 2 and tap to scry 1. The first one requires you to remove a brick counter as a little cost. Ordeal of Nylea, 2 mana, enchant creature. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then if it adds 3 or more, sacrifice Ordeal of Nylea. And search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and put them onto the battlefield tapped. That's great if you can get the game to go on long enough. Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Arcane Signet. Tap, add 1 mana in any color of your commander's color identity. Nice. Ooh, Nightshade Harvester. 4 mana 2/2. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, that player loses a life and you put a +1/+1 counter on Nightshade Harvester. That can get out of control very quickly, especially against open. Alright, we're on to our legendaries, of which we have 2, and then a foil Universal Solvent. And our legendaries are Abomination of Llanowar, 3 mana, Star, Vigilance Menace. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of elves I control, plus the number of elves in my graveyard. Iktekik, Savage Splicer. That's a 5 mana 1/1 that creates a golem, and whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, I put a +1/+1 counter on Iktekik and each golem I control. If I have some golems, I might actually consider running this as my partner. Alright, that's all those, but let's get a closer look at some of the other cards I got along the way. With Sen Gear first. Beautiful little pre-release promo Sen Gear. And then the final booster pack, which will not be added to this pile here, and will instead just be opened. Have a Howling Golem. That would have been very good to mix with Iktekik. Trusty Pack Beast. I should get these closer to the camera so people can get a better look. Run Away Together. Very nice. Dragon Mantle. That would have been great if I wanted to go for auras and equipments. Ambush Viper. Another good limited card. Ooh, Farhaven Elf. That's a great way to get some ramp on. A non-foil Corpse Churn. Very obviously non-foil. Filigree Familiar. Gale Strike. Soul's Fire. Sentinel Spider. Murder. And a Command Tower. And our uncommons are Vow of Wildness. Faith's Fetters. That's a very classic shutdown spell. Slaughter the Strong. I think I remember that being a rare in Ixalan. That would have been a great board wipe. Our rare is Dawnglade Regent. That would have been another good card to have for being Monarchy. Oh, that's a card I've wanted as soon as I saw it. Mr. Tappy Untap. Then Breaches. Would have been great if I pulled that. Could have gone for Pirates. Inspiring Roar. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature I control for a little bit of mana. And that's all I have for now. I'm waiting in the mail for the other stuff to show up. So I might as well just build that deck. Let's take a look at our commanders. So if I definitely want to use a Chroma, I'm going to want a lot of keyword effects, and I'm going to want to look at my partners. So our options are the Prismatic Piper, Miara, Armix, Arden, Iktekik, Glacian, and we also have the option of Elena. So only one of those actually has a keyword on it in Elena, but I would like to go for green. It has a lot of my power, and so does red. So actually I will set both of these aside, and we'll take a closer look at some of the cards I can run. Alright, so looking at my artifacts, Universal Solvent is going to be a very good, you know what, let's take out the cards I don't plan on using. That usually makes it easier to see what I can use. Alright, Universal Solvent. That's going to let me get rid of any problematic card, so that's a definite include. Arcane Signet. Mana ramp is everything in Commander. Sunset Pyramid. That's card draw. So we've got our card advantage, mana, and destruction. Jalem Tome. That's one I might want to set aside. Moss Diamond has a green color identity, but it is a mana rock. Marble Diamond is another mana rock. Sis's Ring, yet another mana rock. Blade Griff Prototype, that's going to be some very good removal. Army of Aroas. Using some equipment, I definitely could get use out of it. So we will put that on the threats pile. And we can do the same with Angelic Armaments, because that lets you fly over the competition. Fire Diamond is a red color identity card. But depending on which of these I choose, I will definitely consider them. Alright, looking at this, Lore Seeker Stone is a great card draw. Charcoal Diamond is outside my color identity. Nevin Jarl's Disc is definitely removal. That's some very, very good removal. Sandstone Oracle is also card draw. Sky Diamond is outside my color identity. And then both Shimmermere and Foundry Inspector look like good choices with how many artifacts I'm looking at. So I will set Perilous Mirror in the maybes pile. And then both of these will just be in the miscellaneous section. Alright, final look at the white cards. And let's look at these. Arden. I'm going to want to look at my equipments and enchantments afterwards, but at the very least he's going to have a little bit of use, so he can stay. I cannot run those. Prismatic Piper is a good backup if I'm low on creatures, so it will also go in the maybe pile. Outside my possible color identities, If I use green, Hamza is going to be very useful, even just as a 6-mana 5/5, and everything else is also outside my color identity. Alright, moving on to the actual white cards. If I'm thinking about doing auras and equipment, Ancestral Blade is going to be a good card for that. Let's see. Angel of the Dawn can definitely get me to win the game. Orzhov Advocist is going to protect me. Put Arden with the equipment strategy section. Kinsvale Courier. That's going to let me get some use out of Hamza if I'm using him. And that's going to be protection. +1/+1 counters. Let's see. Doomed Traveler is going to be good. Court Cartographer is mana. Removal. Alright, since I have so many creatures with flying, and I give them all a boost with a chroma, Kangri's Lieutenant is going to be a very big, heavy hitter in this deck. Right, that's going to be another +1/+1 counter card. Doom Traveler again for tokens. Seraph the Dawn is going to be a miscellaneous angel to go along well with the other stuff. And both Squad Captain and Raise the Alarm will be maybes. And I can run all these lands, so I am going to run all those lands. Alright, taking a look at my red options. Let's see. I've got a good auras and equipment section here. Nice removal card. Nice miscellaneous power hitter. Cascade for miscellaneous. Big removal. And then that's going to be removal and an evasive creature, so that's going to be a good idea. And then Volcanic Dragon, Goblin Trail Blazer, and Impulsive Pilfer will all be maybes, along with Makeshift Munitions being a good removal card again. So these are all my definitely's in red. In green, we have Ordeal of Nylea for +1/+1 counters. Finhorn Elves for mana. That's going to be a power card. Life gain can be pretty important if the game goes on long enough. Mana and life gain. A very interesting token card. Another misc in that one. Monarchy is definitely card draw. A removal card that lets me get rid of artifacts. Another good Cascade card. Another good mana card. Another good mana card. Ooh, Molder Beast. That could let me get a lot of use out of it with all the artifacts I have. Let's see, +1/+1 counters again. +1/+1 counters again. Monarchy, removal. And then that's one I'll say no to. Looking at this, though, I think I'm going to get a lot more use out of using green than I am red. Even though red has a lot more removal, the mana ability in green and that bio waste blob are going to be very useful. And then, looking at all this, do I have any other commanders I want to consider? Could tack on blue, but that wouldn't be wise. If I wanted to, I could tack on black, but I want a chroma as my commander. So, Alena can go. Alright, so we have our two strategies. We've got artifacts, and we have keywords. So if I look at keywords, Doom Traveler makes tokens with keywords. Protection is technically a keyword that counts. Let's see, those can be set aside. I don't think I want to use Scrounging Bandar. None of those are keywords, none of those are golems. Flying, that's a keyword. Partner is also a keyword that Chroma gives a buff to. Sandstone Oracle has flying, which is another keyword. So far not looking good for golems, actually. So I might just have to switch. Yeah. I don't think I should run green, thinking about it. Even though I want to use that blob, I am not going to get any use at all out of the golem aspect. But I can get use out of Alana. So if I go back and grab all the red cards I was considering, put away all the green cards. Alright, so now let's continue our search. So menace is a keyword and is included under a chroma. Flying haste included under a chroma, and a 6 mana 6/6 is not a bad deal. Alright, that's good damage. All these are going to be some damn good damage. Keyword. Trample is a keyword. Then none of those are keywords. Wildheart Invoker is not mono red, and I don't want to run those. Then Flying Lifelink is going to be another big one. Alright, so yeah, this is looking to be the better option. Unless black has some other enticing things to look at, so that I could use again. Ooh, Nightshade Harvester could be a good one. Necrotic Hex is another good one to look at. Hmm. I think... How many enchantments do I have currently? Because looking at it, it doesn't look like a lot. Ooh. I can actually use Undying Rage and abuse it with again. That is, if I had many more enchantments. Which I don't. But yeah, I'm gonna switch out to again running the deck. Feels like I'd get some more use out of a chroma having access to black. And because of that, I also get to run stuff like Nightshade Harvester, Crow of Dark Tidings. I can Briarblade Adept. We definitely want to use Corpse Churns, Feast of Succession, Necrotic Hex, Spark Harvest. I'm using tokens quite a bit. So, Saraseer and Eyeblight Colors. And Dund Operative. And then the Phyrexian Ragers are another option. So, moving into the cutting phase now. Since sadly I don't have a lot of enchantments to use, there's not much competition for. Be nice if I had more enchantments, but I suppose Burning Anger is going to be a very good thing to use. Tough choices, tough choices, tough choices, tough choices. Yeah, no, I'm not going to get use out of black. Why am I doing that? I just want to use more, and more is not better. Alright, back to the focused section. We want to go down to 36 non-lands is a good number. Then we'll consider those cards there. Then we want to assemble our curve. 4, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 5, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 5, 5, 9, 5, 1, 2, 5, 6, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 2, 6, 6, 2, 7, 3, 1, 1, 6. Alright, other than how many 5 costs I have, which I should cut this Spark Tongue Dragon, most probably. No. Oh man. What to cut? I guess move to count first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So we are 5 over. I don't have a huge token strategy, but all those can combo very well with either a chroma or makeshift munitions. I guess Trailblazer can be cut. Let's see. I don't think I need any of those. Alright. Let's see, I'm using equipment quite a bit, but I guess I don't need all of it. No, I do want as much as I can for that champion. What's Kangi's lieutenant? That's a very good game ender. Volcanic Dragon's going to hit hard in the air, so that's going to be... Boarding Party's going to be my second cut. Angel of the Dawn will be... Oh, that Vigilance is going to be +2/+2 because of a chroma, so actually I should keep that around. Maybe I just run it like this with 61 cards in the main deck. I think that's the plan. So if I gather all my garbage and put it in with the rest of the garbage, and now time to do some hardcore math, because everyone likes math, right? Alright, we take a pencil. One that actually has lead would be a good choice. Aha, there's not one with lead. Could have sworn that one did have lead, though. This should be what I need. No, I lied to myself again. I should stop doing that. You know what? Marker will do. Marker will definitely diddly do. Alright. So, with all the cards in my deck, now we need to count the mana symbols between white and red. Push that into frame there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 white mana symbols. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 red symbols. And then we have our total here. And how many do we need with 37 non-lands in the deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 35, 36, 37. Yeah, it is 37 because I accidentally put Port Razor up there instead of Elena. So 37, we go with 23 lands. That's not going to cut it. We want to go for 24. And then if we subtract the 5 from here, we end up with 19. So this all needs to add up to 19. and so far it adds up to 31. So let's cut 5 off of each of those numbers, and we end up with 21. So we just need to cut off 1 from each, 10 and 9, and that's a nice 19. So I will find 10 white sources, aka plains, and 9 mountains, and that will be the deck that I build. So I'm going to call an end to the stream. Hope you all had a great time, and I will see you guys another time. Guys or guy.